is too much rudeness, Project Nightfall needs to investigate how the hell Japanese kids are different from the rest of the world. And remember how I showed you kids being janitors? Well, in one World Cup, the Japanese audience literally cleaned after the game.
Wow.
What you're looking at now is an amazing example of good manners taught from young age.
Very few countries that can imitate Japan as far as its people, its culture, its values, everything. And I don't think that other countries necessarily have that opportunity being isolated to develop such a unique culture. Konnichiwa, minasan. Kyo desu. So in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a video saying why Japanese kids are different from other kids in different parts of the world. I'm looking forward to reacting to this video. So without further ado, ikimashou.
This car stops for kids who want to cross the street, and as a way of saying thank you, watch what they do next.
Bowing, yeah.
This is what you call respect.
Yes.
This might be a rare sight for most of the world, especially from children this age, but not in Japan. Here, even if they're in a hurry, they never forget to pay respect. Japanese kids are even polite to machines. And in the world where there is too much rudeness, Project Nightfall needs to investigate how the hell Japanese kids are different from the rest of the world.
Good question.
Well, first of all, while most schools teach only academic knowledge, in Japan, children are being also taught good manners.
Values.
It starts before they even reach school.
How I brought up, or how my mother taught me what
Paulo.
I was doing wrong is usually to think
I'll watch
of
his YouTube
other
channel.
people's feelings.
They are taught how to be independent and have sense of responsibility by letting them go to their schools on their own every single day, no matter the age. I'm not kidding. In Japan, parents don't escort their kids to school, and once they reach the school,
that was
they
shocking.
are taught how not to be spoiled by serving their own food, doing the dishes, cleaning their mess. What's crazy about it is that it's so effective that in many Japanese schools there are no janitors. No janitors because the children are the janitors. And once that young kid is back home, politeness doesn't stop. Just look at this adorable little girl who offers her mother help by buying stuff from the
I remember
store
that video.
alone. And on the
I reacted
way
to
the
that.
store, she even knows exactly how to recycle trash. What a beautiful side of good manners, a result of a system and tradition that in Japan people practice for more than 60 years now.
It's a culturally indoctrinated understanding that children are supposed to be independent by the time they start grade school, really. So that's age 6.
It is no secret that our childhood has an impact on our adulthood. And that is exactly why adults in Japan are also ultra polite. Just look at these people patiently waiting for passengers to get off the train before they can enter. No cutting in line, even on escalators. As someone who used to live in London, I really see this as an impressive thing. And remember how I showed you kids being janitors? Well, in one World Cup, the Japanese audience literally cleaned after the game.
Wow.
What you're looking at now is an amazing example of good manners taught from young age. Impressive good manners in a huge country. After all, Japan's population is 126 million people, and yet it's considered one of the most disciplined, organized, and cleanest countries. They also have one of the lowest crime rates in the world.
Yep.
And all of this is a proof that no one is born rude or aggressive. Most often, bad behavior is being taught at the level of home, at the level of school, and even at the level of the whole country. And so, as we look at these children being so nice, as we look at these adults living in unity, acting so politely, I hope you can help me share this video to send an important message that if we want our children to grow into selfless, loving, kind, and responsible people that we can be
Kids
proud
are cute.
of, it all starts with us.
Oh man, very, very good video. It does highlight a lot of good things I love about Japan, and I think that's a huge reason why Japan is respected so much throughout the rest of the world. I've said many times on this channel that Japan is a very unique country. There's very few countries that can imitate Japan as far as its people, its culture, its values, everything. But one of my philosophies or viewpoints on why this is happening in Japan, or why Japan has this culture, is because Japan is a very homogenous type society. And I think also history played a part in it. Being isolated from the rest of the world, Japan had more of a chance to get a sense of unity compared to other countries. So for example, in America, we're very individualistic. It's all about us and not necessarily the group. And I know in Japan, it's all about keeping the group harmony and helping everyone to work together to get things done. However, in the West, we have a more individualistic mindset that it's more about me rather than other people. Also think compared to American culture where I live is that, you know, values are not necessarily taught in schools. Now, I do believe the wrong values are being taught to our kids now, but that's a whole different subject. But in American culture, it's more so heavily reliant on the family to install certain values in kids. We used to years ago, in which, you know, we would imply certain principles to our children. Back in the days, teachers can punish children, give them spankings, whatever they need, because I believe America years before used to be very community oriented. Now, sadly, because of the shift in our culture, we're becoming a lot more individualistic. So in Japanese schools, you know, kids can be disciplined. They're learning how to clean, learning how to serve others. So already from a young age, they're getting values not just from the home, but if they're not getting it from the home, they're also getting it from the school system, which I think really helps Japan in that factor. Because in American schools, you would barely see any kids cleaning anything. We have a lot of janitors for that. And I also believe that's a huge reason why American schools tend to be more dirty, because we don't have such a moral responsibility to keep things clean, though we should. It's not like the Japanese, who tend to want to keep things clean, efficient, and a very, you know, good environment. So really and truly, I think all those factors, history, the school system, just the culture itself, because of all that's happened, it gives Japan an opportunity to have that kind of environment. And I don't think that other countries necessarily have that opportunity, being isolated, to develop such a unique culture. And last thing too, Japan is very safe. So it's easier for kids to be more independent because you're not worried about your kids being harmed, being kidnapped, anything like that. So I believe because the environment is so safe, kids have an opportunity to grow up a lot faster. That's why I realized, just observing Japanese society, it seems like the kids tend to be a lot more mature compared to our Western counterparts. It just seems like Japan has just a more mature mindset compared to the West. But I think that's because in the West, we kind of cuddle our children too much, because a lot of kids don't really become independent until their 20s. But you find many Japanese tend to be very self-sufficient, even from kids at a young age. And of course, more conservative cultures will teach their kids that. But I believe if I'm comparing Japan to America, we coddle our kids too much, and we have a kind of like a suspended growth with a lot of our kids. I think that's a big reason why even adults still act like children in America. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So if you guys found this video interesting, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Also, hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. Honto, arigatou gozaimasu. Minna, 気をつけて。じゃあね。